Howdy folks, Brother Jim reporting here from Gateway Pundit. Boom, President Trump to Pelosi. White House will not cooperate until households vote on impeachment. You can't have a legit impeachment or inquiry process until you have a vote. That's the first thing you do. But again, Pelosi, nasty Pelosi, won't do it. What happened here? Oh, okay. The White House is preparing to send Speaker Pelosi a letter telling the House Speaker of the White House will not cooperate with the House until the House votes on impeachment. Fox News was told that the letter the White House will send to Speaker Pelosi Friday, arguing the administration doesn't have to comply with the impeachment inquiry until there is an actual floor vote setting the parameters of the probe, will be consistent with the letter House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy sent to Speaker earlier Thursday, Chad Pergram. So it's impossible to even have. It's all a sham, folks. Speaker Pelosi launched an impeachment inquiry into President Trump based on hearsay and gossip from a deep state CIA snitch about President Trump's phone call to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. She still has not held a full impeachment vote in the House, and the call was not a thing wrong with it. It was perfect. No quid pro quo like Joe Biden and Hunter Biden actually did. Even worse, House Democrats haven't even named a specific crime committed by President Trump. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy on Thursday sent a letter to Pelosi calling on the Speaker to suspend the impeachment investigation into President Trump until she can establish transparent and equitable rules and procedures. Unfortunately, you have given no clear indication as to how your impeachment inquiry will proceed, including whether key historical precedents or basic standards of due process will be observed, McCarthy wrote in a letter to Pelosi. No, it's not unfortunate. It's the standard operating procedure for the Democrat Party to propagandize the American public and lie to us. In addition, the swiftness and recklessness with which you have proceeded has already resulted in committee chairs attempting to limit minority participation in scheduled interviews, calling into question the integrity of such an inquiry. That's right. And what's he talking about? Like a mob boss, Pelosi won't allow Republicans to subpoena witnesses in impeachment investigation either. But it doesn't matter. The White House is not going to even partake in this sham impeachment inquiry. You really have disgraced yourself there, nasty Pelosi. Joe DiGenova and his wife Victoria Tunsing just returned from Europe while they were assisting the president in investigating foreign interference in the 2016 election. And no, it wasn't about Hillary Clinton. It was about against Trump. On Thursday, DiGenova told Lou Dobbs that Pelosi will not hold a vote on impeachment to rescue the Democrat lawmakers in Trump districts. And according to DiGenova, Pelosi also refuses to hold an official vote because it will allow Republicans to subpoena witnesses. There you go. Democrats don't want this. They want to control all speech, take away your speech, and take away the speech of Republicans in office. Can you believe this? They just want power. The White House is preparing to send Speaker Pelosi a letter telling the House Speaker of the White House will not cooperate with the House until the House votes on impeachment. Next up, another leaker, anti-Trump deep state operative leaks Trump-China call info to fake news. That's 3. Within what? A week? The Democrat media complex is currently trying to convince Americans that President Donald Trump should be impeached for discussing the Biden crime family with the president of Ukraine in a July phone call. Oh, and if you don't know it, CNN said that the Biden family did nothing whatsoever, and there's no proof whatsoever that there was any quid pro quo done by Joe Biden with Ukraine. Can you believe this? But not Trump. President Trump told reporters on Thursday morning that Ukraine and China should both investigate the corrupt Biden family. President Trump, I would recommend that they start an investigation into the Bidens. This ought to shake up the media for the next 24 hours. Now this, CNN reported on Thursday night on the leaked content of President Trump's call with Chinese leader Xi Jinping. It never stops, does it? When President Donald Trump suggested, without prompting, that China should investigate Joe Biden and his son, this is coming from CNN fake news now, he thrust another political grudge into what was already the most complicated and consequential relationship. The move startled Chinese officials who say they have little interest in becoming embroiled in a U.S. political controversy. Right. We know Google is working with the Chinese. We know it's been going on for a long time. Their software to control the Chinese people as well. And it amounted to the latest extraordinary effort by Trump to openly request political assistance from foreign governments. Thursday comments weren't the first time Trump has injected Biden into his relationship with China, though he said Thursday he has never... What? Biden into his relationship with China? Nor is it the first time he has sought to trade favors with Xi, who this week celebrated the 70th birthday of his ruling Communist Party with a note of congratulations from Trump. During a phone call with Xi on June 18, Trump raised Biden's political prospects as well as those of Senator Elizabeth Warren, who by then had started rising in the polls, according to the two people familiar with the discussion. In that call, Trump also told Xi he would remain quiet on Hong Kong protests as trade talks progress. The White House record of that call was later stored in the highly secured electronic system used to house a now infamous phone call with Ukraine's president, and which helped spark a whistleblower complaint that led Democrats to open an impeachment inquiry into Trump. So now the Democrats have the third phone call of another president. They've decided to while they're being investigated for spying on the Trump administration, they've doubled down and are spying and leaking Trump's phone calls to the world. That should be kept quiet. Boy, if this were to ever happen under the Obama regime, it would be stopped just like that, and people would be in prison. Because the two-tiered justice system in this country, because they owned past tense the judges, but things are changing. Trump floats suing Pelosi for falsely claiming Adam Schiff used Trump's own words during congressional hearings. It's not a claim, it's a fact, and Trump is right. Trump floated House until Chairman Adam Schiff read a completely fabricated transcript of the Trump's phone call to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky during a congressional hearing to make it sound like Trump committed a crime. Schiff lied to everyone on Capitol Hill, and he lied to the millions of Americans watching the hearing. And why? To propagandize, to make Trump look like a criminal. Pelosi defended Schiff and got called out by ABC's George Stephanopoulos. Well, it says here, Nancy Pelosi today on Good Morning America actually said that Adam Shifty Schiff didn't fabricate my words in a major speech before Congress. She either had no idea what she was saying, in other words, lost it, or she lied. Even Clinton lover George Stephanopoulos strongly called her out. Sue her? Pelosi falsely claimed Schiff used Trump's own words when he smeared Trump with a fake transcript. Pelosi's lies was so blatant that Clinton operative George Stephanopoulos called her out. Those wasn't the president's words. He made this up, Stephanopoulos said. I just love it.
I know you support Chairman Schiff, but was it right for him to have that dramatic interpretation of the president's transfer of the phone call at the hearing last week?
I want the American people to know what that phone call was about. I want them to hear it. So yeah, it's fair. It's sad, but it's using the president's.
Well, what the hell is that got about the transcript that was already released? You want the American people to hear a lie from Schiff head.
Own words. So if he's...
Well, those weren't the president's words. It was an interpretation of the president's words. They're saying he made this up.
He did not make it up. And look, I'm going to tell you something.
The house of cards are falling down. Thank you for listening, and don't forget, for 66 cents a day, can you afford that? You can support my news and ministry service. PayPal on the front of my YouTube channel and P.O. Box 16, Midway, Georgia 31320. Or email me for a prayer request or just like to talk, one of his least servants at zoho.com. Thank you for listening. May the Lord bless.